And good morning, all. Welcome. Second episode of the year, January 5th. Welcome to Morning Mindset. I'm your host, Todd. How are you doing today? It's weird to say my name. I don't know why. Anybody else feel that way when you say something? Hey, hey, I'm Todd. I don't know. It's just so weird this morning. Welcome, Morning Mindset. First time here, long time here. Here's what I need out of you. First up, I need to know who you are. I need to know where you're from. I need to know what's in your cup and what the weather is like in your area. Here, it's high 30s. It's cloudy. And 1 cup coffee. 1 cup of coffee is what I've got down so far. And the most important thing, because that's what we're here for, right, is to help set your day up for success. And how do we do that? 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? We talked about this on Tuesday with Todd on goal setting. And, some people didn't even realize it. Hey, I'm setting goals every day. That's right. That's how we do this. Those little things add up. So our things, I've got stickers that need to be printed. Stickers that need to be printed today. I've got shirts that need to be pressed. We're working on some pricing for possibly a new product, which we're hoping to be able to release by Monday. We've got DTF to do, and then we're working on bundles, on the DTF bundles. So the goal is to have 2 more bundles drop today for DTF, and then bang out the deal on pricing. And if that's the case, then we'll be able to offer something new on Monday, and we will talk about it then. So I'm pretty excited about that. So let's check in, see how everybody is doing today. And hey, make sure, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you really feel sussy, share it away. That's how this grows. That's how we get more people involved, is share. Sharing is caring, and it's free. I love it. It's free. Sarah, good morning to you. Chili 19 there. Coffee in the cup. 5 things. Order new wallpaper. Ooh, that sounds fancy. Update mystery bag web listing. What does your mystery bag consist of, Sarah? Tell us more about that. List new line drop on website. Schedule social. I am not the best speaker today. Schedule social media and the play with the laser. My goal for this weekend is to get the riser on the laser, and then get the rotary and get the conveyor. There's a couple things that we want to do. We found some signage that we kind of like that we want to. It's something that the girls were looking at doing it, so I sized it down to fit the bed of it. Just had the softwood that I had, which was horrible for this because it wanted to catch fire, so that was fun. Lasers are fun, folks. But I needed to get some things taken care of, so that way we're able to make some more content. So this weekend, I'm at least getting that riser base on there. That's like I said, my goal for the end of January is to get that thing put together, everything put together on it. So there's still what's left to put together and test out: riser, conveyor system, and the rotary. So those are the things I'm going to start working on this weekend. T-Town, good morning to you. 19 and cold over there in Toledo with a pink Mazda. Not too shabby. T-Town's 5 things. Tinting this Ram, and I have a windshield on a Jeep. I got a question on that. I need to finish embroidery and a big job for jackets left. I need to go to Joann Fabrics, pick up some fabric backing. I accidentally cut a coat cutting off the stabilizer, not my jacket, going to fix it with a soft style touch backing over stitch inside. Very, very resourceful thinking on that. So up here you said tint the windshield. Are you tinting the whole thing or just the banner at the top? Tell me more about that. How does that work? Because I don't think, here in Illinois, I think they don't allow that. They only allow like so much, like 4 or 6 inches of that banner. So it's something new to me. And Sarah saying, good morning, T-Town. You're seriously the jack of all trades. Yes, he is. And he is a master of some. Not none, some. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. 53. Man, 53 is gorgeous. Sunny this morning. No cup yet. I'll play with the P2, get to know her. Yeah, did you already get it? That was fast. Way to go. T-Town says to Sarah, thank you. I do try, but I surely don't know everything. And spelling and grammar is not one of them. Same, homie. Same. I told people I am not a speller, right? Not spellist. Linguistic. Listen, grammar and spelling, not my forte. And I know that, but I'm fine with that. No worries. She can decipher. That's right. And Jenny, good morning to you. 27 there in Elkhart, Indiana. Brr, it is cold. And Renee's got morning, Tim and Sarah, 26 in Chicagoland, water on the bottle, working on your 5. Very, very nice. Let us know what they are, Renee. Chuck, good morning. What did I? No, did I? No, I already got Chuck there. I already got my. What's up, Chuck? But good morning, Tim. Is it harder to temp with the temp being so low? I would assume that Tim is doing it in the garage, so he gives time to acclimate. But that's a great question. He'll let us know. Good morning, Renee. If you're available, I'd like to finalize details for my custom patch. Ooh, sounds fancy. I've got a project that I'm going to spend some money on something dumb. But I seen it. I'm like, you know what? I bet we could do something like that. It would be pretty cool. So I'm not even getting anybody details. Not until it's done, because I want to make sure it works. But it should be fun. And Barb, good morning from North Central Minnesota. It's 23 and snowing. I think we got winter weather coming next week. I think that's what I saw. And I know what time of year it is, right? I know that it is that time of year. Actually, it says it's 28 out. 28 feels like 23. So my thing is not updated at all. But next week, snowstorm, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Snow this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, single digit highs in a week from now. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. And Sarah, Renee wants to touch base after morning mindset. And Barb's 5 things: quotes, invoicing, DTF, customer drop off, start altering a couple blazers for the school speech team, and prep next week's work orders. It is Friday. Anybody else feel like this week is just kind of like, what? Like, it is Friday. It is Friday, right? Yeah, it is Friday. My schedule is all whacked out because our kids still don't go back from Christmas break until Tuesday, I think. It might even be Wednesday. They don't go back until next week, so it's throwing me all off here. Barb's giving her good mornings to Sarah, Tim, Chuck, and Renee. And Barb, glad to see you. That's right. We're family here. We see each other 3 times a week. Because if you haven't shown up before, we do this 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Ask you to let me know what you're up to. Together, we're going to help create lots of fun and successful stories this year. So, Teton, not sure if anybody's seen my post last night on my personal Facebook, but I did an embroidered hat for a manufacturer that raffling it off for a window tinner that has cancer, and they have bids for $2,500 already. Way to go, Tim. That is awesome. When you can be involved in things like that, we've done that a few times, and it's just amazing to see, because nobody's not paying $2,500 for a hat. They're paying it to put it towards it, and that's when like now, no matter how bad things are going right now and how crazy the world has been 5 days into this year, to look and see that there's things like that, that people are willing to help out. It restores faith in the greater good of things. And Barb, congrats, Chuck, on the new CO2 laser. I know, I want to see it work. Corey, we're talking last night, and she says, "Are you going to get the blue one up and going?" And I went back and forth on it, because for what it would cost to, because the board that's on it, it can't use light burn with it, so it needs a different board. And I think I got to spend a couple $100 or so to make it work right. And if that's the case, then it's like, well, for that, I could probably just get one for not much more of a new one. So we'll see how that plays out. But we have the S1, and we'll see what we can do with that. Congrats, Tim. And Barb saying good morning to Jenny. And Jerry, so glad to be back with you. Hello, everyone. Jerry, how was Vegas? What did you do in Vegas? Did you get into trouble? Is what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Or let us know about that. And Beth, good morning. Foggy there in Nebraska. Water in the cup. Still trying to decide what my 5 goals are, but I do have the exercise goal done. Way to go for you. I didn't even put that on any of my stuff, because who am I kidding? I'm not at the point in my life. I know I need to get healthy. I know I need to do more, but I'm to the point where I'm not going to make it a priority right now. And if I'm not going to dedicate 100% to it, then why even say I'm going to and continue to lie to myself? There's other things I want to do in place, and it'll get there. It'll eventually get there. And I know it's something that needs to get done, but if I'm not ready for it yet, then maybe this will be the year. Jerry says, tea in the cup, 21 outside in mid-Ohio. Diana, good morning to you. Brian's got 35 snow predicted for tonight in Mountain Dew. Yeah, I saw. If we get snow tomorrow, I'm just really not. I need to move south. So see, I can't come work for you, Brian, because you still get snow. So if I got to move somewhere where they get snow super rarely. T-Town, so you technically can't tint most windshields in any state, but we do them. I'm actually tinting the windshield right this second on the Ram. Oh, okay. And so it's like that gray area, right? You're not supposed to. And could it ever come back to you? Like us. So I'm looking at it. If we were to print, a copyrighted shirt, and they could come and we sold it, and if someone were to go after that person, could they up the chain to us and it comes back to us? Like we have it on our website, somebody buys it, it's actually, let's say it's Disney who buys it, they're like, yep, hey, we have it here, this is not officially licensed thing, so we're coming after you. Could that same thing happen on the tint side? Somebody comes over and what's the ticket that they have, the fix it or ticket, and they say, hey, well, Tim did it, how does that work? I don't know, we're learning. Sarah says her mystery bags include 2 graphic tees, random themes, customer pick the size, no holiday, and no duplicates. Hot seller at the front counter of the store. Ooh. So like they can't see anything in it. It's just, hey, you get what you get. And it's just based on size. That's pretty cool. And Renee said, T-Town, I watched your lanyard cutting video last night. That machine looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's so cool. It is, right? And so as soon as I saw it, I'm like, because I've done keychains before, and it was such a pain because we would take that webbing and then we would put it on. Because what did we use? We used 1/2 inch webbing, 3/4 inch webbing, 3/4 inch webbing, and then an inch backer. And then so we would sublimate, and then we'd put the 2 together, and then we put it in the clamp thing. And the worst thing about that was cutting all of those. And I'm just like, oh, what a pain to do. To see that machine, I'm like, man, that is the way to go with it. Rena, good morning to you, 43 in SoCal. First cup of coffee in the cup. Very nice. Darren, good morning to you. Hi, Barb from Jen. Curtis, good morning to you. Good morning, 32 degrees, snowing. About 2 inches so far this morning. Whoa. Have you ever paid the wrong person on Venmo, and what does it take to get it back? Curtis, I hate to tell you this, but you're not getting it back. When you use especially if it's a peer-to-peer person, something on Venmo or on PayPal, or what's the other one? You can request it back, but if they don't do it, you're out of luck because of the protection on it. You want to know how I know this? It was 2020, maybe, possibly. I think it was 2020. It might have been right before COVID, but it might not have been either. I guess timing doesn't matter. We did a store for somebody, and when it came time to pay out, they're like, hey, you can just PayPal the organization over the payment. And we're like, okay, not a problem. Send it friends and family and that. We're like, what's the address? And they gave it to us, and we went ahead and sent it. And then like 3 days later, they're like, are you ever going to send that money? We're like, we did. We sent it here, and gave them the web address, or gave them the email, and this is what was sent to them. They're like, oh no, that's the wrong email. It should be this one. So we sent it to a completely different person, who then decided that they were not giving the money back. And it was like $1,500. And so we had somebody that, they got it. It wasn't theirs. They're like, so what? Okay. So apparently they needed it more than us. So, for that job, we totally lost on that job, because a lot of times on the team stores and that, we don't make a crap ton off of it. By the time you keep pricing where it is, you do your payouts on it. You make okay money. You can make great money, during certain ones of it. But on this one, they had $1,500 coming back to them, and we had to do another $1,500 to them. So we lost the first 15, had to give it up, and that was it. It sucked. So from that point forward, we do not use that at all. We do checks for everything. That's about the only checks that we write out, is for payouts on things like that. So that way there's no miscommunication on it. There's a paper trail that goes with it. But yeah, that was my learning lesson. $1,500, poof, gone, just like that. Let's see, Diana, good morning. Coffee in the cup, 19 degrees. 1, finish metal parts for local manufacturer. 2, start to move stuff from the mall. Diana, were you in a mall? Were you in a mall? Tell me more about this. And tell me more about move stuff from the mall. Work on signs, schedule next week's work, order paints for saddle ornament orders. Ooh, that sounds fancy and fun. I'd like to know more about those as well. Angela, good morning to you. 25 here now, high of 33. And Sarah, we have snow 3 days next week. Ugh, I know. But I have Mexico in like, I don't know, 8 weeks. Mexico, 8 weeks. We are not doing Long Beach this year, which I'm already starting to regret. But they said if Corey and I go somewhere, you figure by the time you factor in planes, trains, automobiles, anything that you need for it. So we factor in transportation costs, we factor in lodging, to go somewhere like Long Beach for the week, we're easily, $2,000, $3,000. If we're being realistic, $2,000 to $3,000 is what it will cost for everything. And it's like, and with the way that November and December was, we had some issues. We had things come up, and knowing that we're a little slower now, it's like, I would much rather sit on that cash and just hold, just in case, than to be like, okay, we're gonna spend it, and then be like, oh yeah, so now we need to figure something else out. Especially with us going to Mexico next month, so we are going to hold off on Long Beach this year, and I'm already fear missing out. I'm already fear missing out on Vegas. I'm already, but Mexico next month. Mexico next month. You do have to make. This is going back to about tinting in this time of year, and Tim said you do have to make sure that the vehicle is not freezing cold before tinting. But I've been out in the garage seat; it doesn't really bother it. And I'm speaking of tech, so stuff comes across crazy. I apologize. Listen, we can figure it out. We can figure it out there, Tim. And Diana, Jenny, I used to live in Elkhart, Indiana. Small world. Look at that. And Jenny's kids went back yesterday. Yeah, ours don't go back, I think, until it's got like Tuesday or Wednesday. Because I think technically they go back Monday, but I think there's a teacher's in service, so then they don't go back until Tuesday, I think is what it is. And Jenny said it is a small world. And Barb's getting her good mornings to Brian and Angela. And awesome T-Town from Diana. Jerry, congrats, Tim. That's great to do and awesome marketing. And Jerry's 5 things: press an order, finish design work, update Equid site, mail out 3 orders, clean office. That's a perfect Friday. Chuck says, I'm liking Xdual Creative Space. It's free and does what I need. So Chuck, what I do is I still have done everything in Corel. I've done all my design work in Corel, and then I've made my 3 color lines, my blue, my red, white, green. So, my cut, my engrave, and my score. And then I just save it as an SVG, and then I open it up in there. I have not done anything in that. So you are already going to know more than I am, because I haven't played in it. I do everything on the other side. And Tim said, in some states, they can come after the tent shops, but you claim liability as an aftermarket product for off-road use. There you go. It's almost like drinking at a bar. You can stop them from leaving, but you can't stop them from drinking and driving. I have been on that side of it. We had, oh, geez. So Delaney is 17 now. So it's probably 18 years ago when I was running a bar. It was a Friday night, and I was working, and there's a couple in there. That was the first time that I'd seen them. And they came in, they got dinner, because at the bar that we were in, we were kind of, we were a biker bar that was, kind of on the outskirts of town, the area. So it was a good ride. We had lots of space, and they came in for dinner. It was probably 6, 7 o'clock. Came in for dinner, had some pops, and then they were on the bike. And then they decided, we got to chit-chatting, had a good talk with them, and they decided that they were going to stick around a little longer. So he went home, I think, to grab coats and stuff, because it was summertime. I think it was to grab coats or something. And then, time went by, and he hadn't come back. And one of our others says, hey, there's a bad accident up the road around the bend. And then, we're just kind of didn't really get the full grasp of it until somebody else said it was somebody on a bike, and it ended up being her husband. And so, he slid off the road, coming around the bend, slid off the road, hit a tree. He did not survive the crash. And the insurance company wanted to come after us because he was, leaving a bar, and he had only had 1 drink with us. We had the security tapes and everything to prove it. But I mean, That's horrible because she was there having a great time and we're chit chatting and to do that. And so when I actually go out that way, there's a couple accounts that we have and I go right past it and there's still the cross that's there. There's still everything there. So that was, I think probably my second or third bike related accident resulting in a death while I was out there. In between us, there was two other bars that are a little farther out. And there was a circuit that people would ride. And I mean, I was a young, dumb kid. I did stupid things too. But at that time, I hadn't been riding as much as I once did because I was a dumb kid. And at that point I had kids and realized, oh, I probably shouldn't do this anymore. So that's when I started doing more on the Jeep side of things. So when we would do poker runs and that, I would take the Jeep. It was perfect because I had the top off, I had four wheels, and I could carry a bunch of stuff for people. So it was great for taking pictures, having a great time with it. But yeah, those that first one that we ever had was a really good customer friend of ours, and it just it just happened, and that kind of like really kicked me in the junk. Like I can't do this anymore, So yeah, went off on a tangent. Here we go. But yeah, when the insurance company came in, after us, we're like, here's everything that we had. And so, they could do it because what is it, the Dram Shop? It made me want to not have a bar. That was a tough time for us to deal with that. Jerry says, Vegas was great. No gambling for us. Took a scooter tour of Red Rock Canyon, saw a show and tons of fireworks. That's awesome, Jerry. Darren said, phone died while walking Zeus this morning. You should probably charge it, right? Just get one of those battery packs and just have it. Does anybody else have that? Like, there is always a battery pack in Corey's purse. We always have a battery pack in the car. There's one in my bag. So we always have that battery pack because there'll be times like here, even though I'm surrounded by ports and chargers and everything else, I don't necessarily have my phone sitting on a charger. So I'll be using it. I will go and do stuff and use it throughout the day. I'll be in a car. I won't plug it in or anything. And then it goes red. I'm like, oh, I need to charge it. But thankfully I try and keep those. Anyone else like that? You don't charge when you should. I saw Tim pressing but not cutting. Have to go look it up. Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch that machine. It is definitely pretty cool. Christina, good morning to you. 35 in Cali. Ooh, and I'm working on water for herbal tea. Nice. Rena said, I had a customer pay the wrong person. She was lucky enough to get it back. Just ask pretty please. There's some people left in this crazy world. Yeah, that's all you can do is ask. But yeah, for us, $1,500 gone just like that. Jerry, I agree. Good people do exist. They do. But it seems like not bad, but like that. That was during, it was during COVID because I remember because that's what we said, hey, if she needed it more than us, because her excuse was I was waiting for, she was doing surveys or something. And she goes, I just assumed it was from the surveys I already pulled it out and paid bills with it. And we're like, what the hell? Hey, get it? She goes, I saw it sit there, and after 3 days, I just assumed that, if it was a mistake, somebody would have requested it back, and they didn't, and we did, and she said I already pulled it. But so it's like, hey, I guess that was our karma for, the world that year. Here you go. You can, you apparently need it more than us. And we got, with some lawyers and was like, hey, what can we do in this? Because it's definitely like, not really. You sent it to them. You sent it to them, and how do you ask it back? So it was your mistake. And it was like, yeah, you're 100% right. So learning lesson us. We don't use Venmo or PayPal for any of that anymore. Alan, good morning to you. I downloaded the flexible living hinge laser cut files from Creative Fabrica last night. Something to play around with on the S1. I did too. I have it sitting there. I want to, it's on the list. Tim, it is on the list. Other things that are on the list is to try and powder coat the laser. I've seen that a few times. I'm like, ooh, that could be fun. There's so much on it. And that's where going into this year, creating the content for all that, creating the content schedule, asking what people want to see, what they want to do. Really enjoy all the things that we're going to do with it. Chuck says, gotta love living in Florida. Chuck, I bet you do. And Facebook user, Facebook and Stringer don't always play nice. When that happens, you become a Facebook user. Now, the way to stop that is if you just head over here, head to fatdadlive.com. That will get you into the YouTube side of things. And while you're there, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. It's free. It helps keep the lights and mics on. So, hey, help a guy out. Let's see. Where did that one go? Which is these Floridians call cold. Yeah. And we're over here in the 20s. Long Beach is expensive. It is. And so we tripled typically we would fly in there to LAX, go down and visit Kelly in San Diego for a couple days, and then go to Long Beach. And there's like nothing inexpensive close by. And so, when we have a group that we're going with and we can split things, and you're splitting an Airbnb amongst 3, 4, 5 people, then it makes the lodging more affordable. But when you're there for 4 or 5 days and it's $300 a day, there's $1,500. Now you've got plane tickets that are going to be $1,500. I mean, there's $3,000 right there. I think a plane, it was just a little over $600 a person for it, so $1,200. I mean, they can get costly now. Add in a rental vehicle, yeah, and it's not in the cards this year, not in the cards. T-Town says, "Oh, now they want T-shirts with that logo of the hat I did. Just say it's an inside joke with the tinters, and it's blue waffles. Blue waffles. Blue waffles. I have not heard that term for quite some time. Nobody Google it. Do not Google it. If you Google it, it's your own fault. Just telling you, don't Google blue waffles at all today. Nobody ever Google that. Don't Google it. I know you're still thinking about it. Don't Google it. Saddle ornament orders is that for the top of the saddle horn. Oh, saddle ornaments is that for the top of the saddle horn where the plate screws in. I don't know. Maybe we will be told. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it sucks, Curtis. It does suck. Angela, cruise for us in February, Caribbean, 10 days. When are you going? Where are you going out of? And where are you going to? Because for you, are you going out of Galveston? Or are you going out of Florida? Or are you going out of LA? I guess you could do that too. I'm design making today. FU Facebook user. That sounds awesome. In ours, it'd be bundle drops. I got 2 for sure I need to do all the mock-ups on, which, remember, anytime we do any of our bundles, any of our ready-to-press DTF transfers, you can go on our site, right-click, copy, save those pictures, use them as your own marketing materials. That's why we have them unbranded, so that way you are able to use those. You can sell them before buying them. There's 2 more dropping today. They're the same bundle, but one is going to have a white print with it, so you can put it on dark shirts. You can put it on a black shirt. The other one is going to have black shirt or black prints, so that way you can put it on the lighter color stuff in the white shirt. So both of those will be dropping today. I got to do mock-ups for it, and then we'll go out with it. And Diana said, I had stuff at the Peddlers Mall. Okay, and now I have the shop set up to have a storefront. We are also expanding the shop to have a bigger sales room, so closing the booth at the mall. Very nice. So it was a booth at the mall. I found it funny. So when we had our mall location, we had the 3,500 square foot place and then the 8,000 square foot place. And when we looked at what people were paying for booths, there's people that was paying for a month's worth of booth more than what we were paying for our places. And it was because it was so short term. They were there for a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it was. But we were like, yeah, really, if they were there for like 4 months, it's just cheaper for them to get a place. So I was fascinated by the way that worked, because they had different booths set up. It could be a static one, it could be one with vending machines, it could be one that you had to man. But I was mall politics, man. It was crazy. Finally looked up when I did the 30-ounce cup in patch 2019. So 2019 was when Renee did that. So 2019, and then we did that. So that's been on there, 3 to 4 years. Because if we're in 2024, we're in 2024, so 4 to 5 years. So it's 4 years that's been on there, and it's been hand washing. Yes, it is coming off a little on the sides, but I mean, 4 years of that on there. I mean, it's working, right? I would say it's good. I wish we had that here. I teach and we all go back on Monday. Yeah. So our kids they did a half day on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Christmas. So they had the Thursday, Friday off. They had all of the week of Christmas off, all of this week off, and then a day next week. So they almost got 3 weeks off, the damn kids. Let's see. And Danny said, the saddle is the Kentucky State Saddle, and I have been hired to paint the 3D resin pieces for the council for that project. That sounds impressive. And the 3-color designing is smart. I design in Corel too, and then open the SVG and Xtool. Yeah, that's what I do. Even though we have the Solo software, which is Create. We have the Cameo, the Silhouette software. We have Adobe Illustrated package. We have Corel. We have the Xtools. We have Inkscape, and I feel like I'm missing something else. Like maybe GIMP. Yeah, I put 99% of my day I'm in Corel, and then I just do everything from there. It just, I know I could work my way around the other things, but it's just faster for me to know how to do it in Corel. Yeah, T-Town. Don't Google blue waffle though. I'll send you pictures of the hat. You better not send me blue waffles. I will be upset with you, sir, if you do that. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Look at that. That's pretty legit. That is badass, man. I dig that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Way to go. But yeah, nobody Google it. Nobody Google it. I want that hat though. I totally need that hat. So see, it should just create a line, and then it can go to benefit, and then you can do the hats. So you should talk to them about that. Jenny says her 5 things: replace horse tank water heater. Ugh. Oh, I'm trying to think. I'm like, what keeps the water from freezing? Got it. Design work, the dreaded taxes, finish decluttering the office, and emails. That sounds like an amazing day. Angela, finished inventory for taxes, working on goals, trying to find your passion. It's tough. I guess a lot of us can get into that, where find your you, right? What makes you happy, and is there a way to create an income from that? A lot of what we started with isn't where it is now. Look around at how many friends that you have that went to school, went to college, got a degree, and don't use it at all, right? So they brought on all this debt. They went to school for these years. They got certificates, they got whatever, and they're not using it. I was one of them. I went to school a couple times. First time was in my younger days. I went to school for landscape architectural design. I dropped out because I got into a car wreck, and I totaled my car in the place that the school I went to was an hour away. So I had to. And then I went to another one for computer drafting on there, and I just realized I can't be an office person. It's just not my thing. So I went back to school, and I got my PCT, my PCT certification. So I was a dialysis patient care technician, and I did that for some years. And that job I loved because it was 410s. I was off work every day by 3:00. It was great, but I had topped out. I couldn't make any more money, and I could, but I would have had to transfer to a facility, to a clinic that was just about an hour or so away, but it would have gave me 3-day work weeks. But the drive time and everything with that, it just wasn't worth it for me. I didn't mind helping out when needed be, but I couldn't do that 3 times a week. So that's when I went back to school, and I got into HVAC, graduated, had my license, had my certificate, everything with that. The first job out of it, they didn't want me in the field. They wanted me in the office because of my managerial experiences for the 20 years prior. And we turned some departments around there, and I topped out at that and tried to buy the company, and now here we are. We're doing this. I've been doing this for 16, 17 years as a side thing, and now it's been full-time 7 years. I think that sounds right. 6, 7 years. So there's still ups and downs. It's still changing. I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I still don't know. My ideal thing is just I'd love to create content. I'd love to just be able to do that, and it doesn't have to be just industry related here. It doesn't have to be apparel decoration, or personalized gifts, or laser stuff, or DTF, or anything with that. Just content in general. If I had an unlimited resources and didn't have to worry about so much, I would totally have the Fat Daddy Q channel up and running, and we would be doing weekly videos, me grilling out and smoking food, doing that, and that's on one of the long-term goals that I want to do, but I need to get some things in place for it. We've had some good. There was a conversation that I had on New Year's Day that I think I talked about a little on Wednesday that could really change the trajectory of our business and how we're doing it. And each day, it gets a little more clear on it. So what our goals were, that the goals that I set last month for this year, those could totally be gone, because of that. So I have another meeting next Thursday to go. I have meetings on Tuesday and Thursday next week, but to go over some of those options. And that's why I say keep everything fluid. Don't set stuff in hard stone of this is what you need to do. Find yourself, find what makes you happy, and if there's a way to benefit from that, do it. Hey, that's the best thing. Any day that you can go to work and not work, that's a good day. So I'm right there with you. Find that passion. Like, I love doing this, but even more, I love doing this. Talking to you guys every day. I love helping people out. I mean, I've already got 4 messages this morning, on asking different things on business and how to do it and my opinion was on things. And I value that. I value that somebody thinks that my opinion matters. And I tell them my opinion doesn't matter, but here's what I would do. You need to see if it makes sense for you. That's that in a nutshell, right? It's that. Let's see. Let's see. Finish your inventory. And Barb said, here in Minnesota, if the bar doesn't cut you off and you were drunk and you get behind the wheel, they can be held liable. Yeah, and a lot of them can be, but it depends. And that's what sucks is, there's got to be a limit on how many you can serve. Like here, when the casinos first started, there was no limit. We could just do whatever we wanted, and drinks were $1. And then it went to where you could only have 2 drinks an hour. Every 30 minutes they could do it. So that really sucked. And I think when we were in Minnesota for the DAX show there, it was the same way. You had to wait 30 or 45 minutes before the next drink, and you couldn't buy more than 2 drinks at a time. And so you had to try and figure out, how can I make these rounds so we can keep having some drinks and having fun. But man, it was tough. It was tough. Jerry said, how awful. This goes back to my story earlier. Both my hubby and I have our endorsements. This is so many dumb decisions of people on 2 wheels. I was one of those, I was a dumb kid, early 20s, crotch rocket. Let's see what we can do. And yeah, dumb. But you have no fear. You think you can accomplish anything, and nothing's going to stop you. And then a tree does, and it sucks. But, neither here nor there. Everybody makes their own decisions, and they know what they're doing. As long as you charge the charging bank. Ooh, as long as you charge. I missed that. I must have missed, or I don't remember. Alicia, good morning. South Florida here, 72, which is, there. So it's Alicia. Hey, thanks for stopping over. Just getting started with the day. I'll be design making today. I've really been slacking. I need an accountability coach. Welcome to the club, Alicia, right here. We do this 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Get in here, set your goals, and we keep you occupied. In fact, what else I'm going to do, Alicia, is I'm going to go find the link for the goal sheet, because the first Wednesday of every month, we are talking goals. So what we asked people to do was fill out their goals for the year, to fill them out for each month for the quarter. So you don't have to fill it all out now. But what you can do is you start filling that out here, of what, because you can change them, adjust them. Just fill out your goals for this month, your big goals for the year, and your quarter. That's all you really have to do. And every first Wednesday of every month, we are going to talk about those goals and see what we can do to help everybody get to those. And that's part of the paid group that we're starting. So it'll be $20. It'll be on Patreon. We're going to have open office hours on that. We're going to have after-hour shows from here, there. Marketing materials that we come up with and do, we'll share in there. Designs that we come up with that we're able to share, we'll do in there. So that's really going to be the central point for us helping businesses grow. And that's one of our goals, is to grow that by the end of the year. So if you're in here, just go ahead, right-click, copy-paste this, go to that form, fill out your information, and then we'll get you in there. We'll get you in there, and we'll help you as much as we can for it. Danny says, I always ask them to send me their QR code for Venmo before I send any. That's a great idea. A little late, but great. It's good to know for everyone else. Yeah, send me that code so we can do it. And I learned my lesson. I'm like, no, because there, as a sender, when you send it, especially the party to party, the friends and family way, there is no recourse on it. So if you send it, it's there. Now, on the other side, if somebody sends me money for a product, they can also dispute that, and most times they win. So that's why we try not to use PayPal and Venmo for payments at all. And Team Sun, I customized the logo in Canva, and they are loving it. Just saying, for the hat. See, another thing for Canva, which, speaking of Canva, Tuesday with Todd for the rest of this month, or for the next couple shows. Next Tuesday, we have Bob on from Fresh Horizons, and we will be talking AI for reaching your goals. the following week on the 16th, we've got Cindy in, and we're going to be making hair bows. So I need your drinks. I need a drink recipe so that way, we can throw bows while we're making bows. So that's going to be there. We're going to learn how to make hair bows. The 23rd, Sarah's joining us again, and we're going to talk about making mock-ups in Corel and Canva. I can't even do it because I don't have them. One of the things that I get asked about is the strings in mock-ups, and I'm going to show you how I do it, where I can make the strings, the logo appear under the strings instead of on top of it, which drives me crazy. But that's what we got coming up on shows soon. So make sure, like I said, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, so when we go live, you'll be notified and have that. I've seen that now because I saw the other comments. So thanks for joining us over here, Alicia. Now I know who it is. Fort Lauderdale. Oh, see, I wasn't even close. On the 6th. Oh, that's coming up really close. So you'll be over there for Valentine's Day. I did a first wife did a Valentine's Day cruise, and that's when I actually proposed her on Valentine's Day. And it was, God, I don't know, how long ago was that? 20 years ago? 25 years ago? I don't know. It was a long time. But I've always had a good time on the cruise, except this last Disney cruise. And I said, no, however, I'm working on a new bling for horse shows. Esquitarian. I don't know if I can say that word. I said it right. Esquitarian. See, I thought too much about it. Working out what is permitted and not. Very nice. The saddle ornaments are actual ornaments. Oh, so like Christmas tree ornaments that represent saddles. Got it. That's exciting about the horses from Jerry. And Barb said, Diana, did you find each of the horse breed shows have different rules? We showed horses for many years. Morgan's quarter horse, Arab horses, Arab shows. See, this is a whole thing. Who was it last year? It is Juanita and Jim up in Wisconsin. They do rabbit shows. I had no idea it was a thing and how wild it was. And so I'm fascinated anytime I hear when somebody's doing something I know nothing about, because I'm like, what is that? How does that work? Not that I'll ever do it. I just love the back end of knowing more about it. We were talking about the laser patch, the laser part, or the patch on the tumbler, both. So Renee lasered these, and that's when this was the one we realized, Renee, that laser on stainless steel sucks. But then she also lasered that patch, which is the faux bamboo leatherette from, I believe, JDS, and then used the Bling Anything material to create a sticker, so that way we can apply it to this. So that's what it is. Both. Yeah. See. Will the laser eventually store? I've had it here for 5 years. It's been washed, and it still looks good to me. So I would say no. I would say no. And Diana, have you seen the shoulder bling with rhinestone fringe? Mostly seeing this for cutting and reining equestrian. Yeah, I said it without thinking. Competitions. You guys are totally speaking foreign to me, and I have no clue. But I'm so interested in this now. Yes, I do more Rocky Mountain horse shows, but some of the requirements for apparel and bling is different, I think. And the horses have several different classes and requirements for different strides. This seems super complicated. And now that we're talking about it, instead of seeing Cat Williams all over my TikTok, I'm going to start seeing horses because it can hear me and knows what we're going to talk about today. And it says, no, I have not. If you got a link, so I would see, great. Posted the link below, so that way you're able to see it. And when I get back down to there, I will get it up there for you. Jenny says, I went to school for animal sciences, intending to go to vet school. Got rejected 3 times. I have a bachelor's degree from Purdue, but it was a waste of money. Well, that's because you went to Purdue. Just kidding. And like with our kids, I never forced them to go to school. I said, listen, you're going to take on debt. And if you're not ready to take on a debt, don't do it. So we had one that they went to school for automotive over in Ohio, and I think he was $100,000 in debt. And while he worked in a shop for like the first year or so, now he is doing something else. And now he's actually got a promotion from that, so he's not in the field anymore. But it wasn't in the diesel side of things; it was working on forklifts. So it was, was that a smart decision? Who knows? Did he get knowledge from that? Absolutely. Learned a ton from it. But That's a lot of debt. We had a couple other ones that they just decided, no, they're not ready for it. One went Army Reserve and is now, or not Army Reserve, National Guard, and now is working for the government. And then another one went to hair and realized that it was just a bad program for them. So I'm all about the trades. If you're going to do something, get in the trade, get paid while you're learning, and go from there. But yeah, school is not one where I am pushing on there, especially with a lot of the stuff that's going on and how fast everything is moving. There's a lot of things that by the time you get out of school, the first thing that you learned is wrong. So yeah, I'm never going to tell somebody, force them to go to school. I say go to trades. As far as schooling, there are professions that need the schooling, but man, I am just not a super big fan of it. I think it's because my own experience, over the years, 50,000 in debt and never really saw much from it. Dinah said, I'm working on getting started. I will be doing hair nuts and jewelry and some bling for holsters and whatever else I can. Hair nuts. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. I knew what Chuck was saying because I speak Chuckanese. I knew what Chuck was saying. He was asking if it was going to fade or not. That's right there. If it'll be a permanent, it won't fade, right? Yeah, because this was with the Cermark. Wasn't that what you used, Renee? So the Cermark sprays it on first, then you laser it, and this is left behind. Stainless steel sucks. So I think that's what we would. Diana, I will PM you a picture. Awesome. Make those connections, kids. Diana says, awesome. See, I'm right here. It's actually Cermark on CO2. It's bonded to the cup. I believe it does fade over time, but I'm not sure. Well, I mean, you can see how beat up the rest of the cup is, right? I mean, we can see how beat up that cup is, and it's been through a lot in 5 years, and it still looks good. I don't see any fading or anything with it, and it's like that. If that lasts 5 years, how long should it last? I don't know. I guess that's a great question to ask. Once again, there is the link to go ahead and go fill out your form for your goals every first Wednesday of every month. We'll talk about them and bring them back in here. Sarah said, recently I've been adding them as a friend, waiting until they accept and confirming directly that they accept my friend request before sending them. You guys are way more like, I was going to say sketchy, not sketchy. You guys are, I don't know. I can't. I just, after that one time getting burned, I'm like, I'm done. Not doing it. Not going to do it. Here's the invoice. Pay the invoice through here. Cool. You want me to send you money? Yep. What's your address? And I'll send you a check. Oh, I drop it off? Cool. I can do that. I'm not digitally sending you money. T-Town said that. I was talking about you having charging bank next to you. You have to have that. That is true. But one of the solar ones. So you have it. I try to like everything that we have, because we've got the bag, like our jump bag. Every time we travel, there's the things that we use, and there's multiple chargers in there. When that comes out, everything gets plugged in. We've got a really sweet one where the charger is somewhat built into the bag. It's got a little pocket for it, and then there's the plug on the outside, so that way you don't even have to open the bag. You can just plug it in. That's pretty legit. Okay, looks great, Renee, so far. Planning on doing tumblers, cutting boards, etc. Chuck, get in there, play. Just get in there, make some things happen. I'm super excited to see what you do with that. T10 says, I was in Florida a year ago today for Tinder battles, but the weather was way nicer than what you got now. Equestrian, right? Yeah. But my mind doesn't process it all the way. And Barb said, I did embroidery banners for a local rabbit association. Awesome. Renee said, I did a few things for Juanita a while back, and talking to her about the bunny shows was so interesting, right? Like, I'm like, no. And then we just started talking more about it. In fact, I don't remember where we were. I think we might have been in Kansas City for DAX. And I was talking to Jim, and they said that there was a show not far from where we were, so we should go check it out. And we didn't, because we were preoccupied with other plans that we had made, but I totally wanted to go check it out to see what it was all about. Barb said, I will post a picture in the business group of the Fringe Show. Thank you, Barb. You know me, I'm a visual person, so thank you for doing that. And Jenny says, I was first generation to go to college. I was pressured to go. My kiddos are learning what they want to do, and we're encouraging them on their journey. Yeah, because, it's weird because, we came from, a lot of us, if you're for my generation, 40s or so or more, it was you need to go to school. You need to go to school and get a job. Like generations before me, it was go to the factory and you'll have a job for life. Especially in our area, because our area, we have John Deere. So John Deere was always here, and you can make great money at it. And I think in our area, we have 5 or 6 John Deere facilities, and there's the blue collar and the white collar side of it. So there's a lot of opportunity there for you. But and along with that, we had Case IH that was here for a while. We have the Arsenal, which is the government facility here. Then we have Alcoa, which is now what is that? What are they? Arconic? I'm not sure what they changed, who bought them, but another manufacturer. Then not too far from us is Han, like the office furniture stuff, and then we have the power plants, and so it was. You could go get a factory job here, and you'd be fine. And those started drying up. So then it was, well, you need to have an education, so that way you can not be stuck in a factory job. Okay, so you'd go do that, and then you go put in your time at a company because they valued their employees, and you would you'd work your 30 years, and you'd file you retire with a retirement pension, whatever, and you're set. Well, a lot of those things closed down, so you couldn't do that. You had to go on yourself, and me always go for trades, but everything else, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I can't tell my kids to do something I don't believe in. Just gonna be that. Angela said horse stuff is awesome. My mom managed a horse group when we used to do opening performances and presented the flags at the Mesquite Rodeo in Texas when I was a teenager. We've got a lot of horse people in here. Didn't even realize it. Alicia, Chuck and Ease, love it. Me and Chuck have conversated for 5-6 years now, so I can decipher when Chuck maybe will fat finger a letter here and there. I do that with a lot of them because I'm just so used to it, because that's how I would do it. Rye, thanks for joining us. Rye, you going live today? I have not made a show this year of yours. I guess I haven't got a notification, so I'm going to go unsubscribe and resubscribe to make sure that happens. Jerry, for a time, I wanted to get into doing dog shows with my burger. Then I got too busy with larger print orders. I can see that, Jerry. Yes, Searmark has to be run hot and slow. That's what she said. And it takes way too long. Looking forward to dialing the settings on the fiber. Yes, get out there and do it. That's what we want to see too, because, yeah, we loved how that turned out. But that's when it was like, oh, that is not a cost-effective way. It just isn't. And hey, Rye. Hey, Renee. And Jeff, late again. Jeff, go write your name on the board 100 times. I need sentences. I will not be late again to Friday show. We have horses right up the street. Granted, I'm in Kentucky, so they are everywhere. Fun fact: we have horses right around the corner from us. Where we live, our addition is basically 2 blocks off the river. And when you leave our addition, there's only 2 ways. Technically, there's only 2 ways in and out of our addition. But if you go on the backside and you head south, you'll actually come to make sure I'm saying this right. You're heading south. So on the west side of the street, it's all county. So when you get to this point, it's all county from here down. So, they're not connected to city water. They're not connected to, city sewer. They're not connected to the city trash. Charlotte County, so they can do whatever the hell they want, which is awesome because they can do whatever the hell they want. But as you go a little bit farther down, there's like 2 streets of a housing addition, and then there's a long open area, and that's kind of like a wetland area, flooded area, but one guy owns all of that, and he's got horses there. So he's got his horses there, and then you get to the river, and there's a row of houses that are right on the river, and there's that. But yeah, we got it right here. Yeah, goats and horses, and I think there's some sheep over there now, so we're not too far off it. We got a little country right here in the city. Brian trained American saddlebreds in high school. Brian, you are a jack of all trades. I did not know that about you. Hey, Rye. I'm going live later tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time. So 5 p.m. your time is 6 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. That sounds about right. One of the largest horse arenas was in KC, the American Royal. Who had on their bingo card talking horses on today's Morning Mindset? Because I did not have this on here. Now, being from Kentucky, horse people will not haggle on price like craft people tend to do. I will do every horse event I can, craft shows, I'm picking the venue. That is a great point. Kentucky didn't even. I've been to Churchill Downs in Kentucky and didn't even think about put the two and two together. Like, why is there a horse? Yeah, totally makes sense. In fact, I think I'm going to schedule another trip to head down there in the not too distant future. And T-Town said, at T-Town, is your YouTube channel the same as it is here? Yes. If you go here, he's actually got two YouTube channels. He's got the tint side and the T-shirt side. But yes, he will post it. He'll post it. He'll get it here. Go check him out. And T-Town, my brother out of three is the only one that went to college. He did a great job and head engineer at Libby Glass. Oh, but look at me now, after no high school education and very slow, went to school. But look at me now. Went to high school. Got it. Yep, it's that time of year to unsubscribe and resubscribe to your favorite YouTube channels. Absolutely, because YouTube's got this weird thing where some people go and, even though you have notifications on, you don't get them. And yeah, go do that. Kentucky Derby is on my bucket list. Derby would be on my bucket list, but that's a lot of people. We went down there. We just went. I didn't realize where it was. And I don't know why. Derby Day is a fun day for me. It was a fun day growing up. I got to gamble as a kid. It was a good experience. We had a horse track here, and it was a big thing there. But I didn't realize where it was. And especially from the pictures and everything that I've watched on TV, I didn't realize, like, here it is in town, just right there in Louisville. And so when we were down there, it was an experience for me. We had a really good time, and I said, yeah, maybe one here for Churchill. We should come down for that. But it was a cool place, cool experience, and I need to get back down there for that. Do we really have to resub each year at each channels again for the new year? Technically, no. But if you notice there's people that you follow, then you go to their page and like, I see video. They've posted videos, but I haven't seen anything for a while. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, turn on notifications again. Sometimes it just happens. There's times where, Ryan will go live, but I won't get a notification until after he's off the air, or no notification at all. And so that's when we notice that, go up there and do that little thing. You'll be fine. I live 15 minutes from Turfway Park. I've parked and watched races while eating dinner. I have no want to go to any big race. That's the thing, is the peopling for it. I'm not too sure of it. I'm not 100% sure, but for the experience, yeah. You sent me the link to YouTube. Okay, so I should be able to. Because you sent it through Facebook. So let me get in that, and I will pull the link, and then I will post it. I'll post it there, and then you'll be able to see. You'll be able to have T-Town's links in there. You go to his page, click on it, and why did that go? What did that do weird? Okay. There. It wouldn't let me pull up any messenger stuff. All right. Copy link address. And then we will bring it back in here and drop it in there. So that way we have that in here. Whoa. That is not going to work. It did some weird Facebook thing because it's coming from Facebook. YouTube did all of this crazy stuff. Oh yeah, it did like some crazy stuff. So at T-Town Shirts, we'll make that work, and I can make that clickable and put that in there. So that way, here you go. We can still see that, and there it is. You just head over to youtube.com at T-Town T-Shirts, and then you'll be able to get over there to T-Towns. And if we hound them enough, I think he'll start doing keychains for us. Diana said, there's a Kentucky horse park near Georgetown. Have all kinds of events. No gambling, though. So my gambling experience as a child, we had horse racing, and then it went to, what was it when they're in the chariot? Not the chariot, the harness racing. So then harness racing, and then that went away, and it was just OTB. But we have another place up in Dubuque that is the dog track, and that my grandma loved doing that. And so we would go up there because the kids can be it. And my a tip my grandma gave me, she goes, you ever see a dog that's wanting to use the bathroom? She said it a little more crude. and they make it stop. She goes, "That's the dog to bet on because he's got business to do." So it was fun. We'd go there and spend the day, watching the doggies go and putting money on it. And it's probably not the greatest thing to do to kids, teenagers, but man, it was some fun times going there to the dog track. I miss those there. Let's see. Diana, we took a field trip there in middle school. Oh, see, everybody's interconnected, and we don't know it. I love it there. T-Town says, I was kind of looking. I was kind of looking at last night on my website, trying to find the best way to put it on there. So we'll see. It's in the thoughts and works. Awesome. Can't wait for that. Hey, thanks for rubbing it in. Right, 12 more days. Yeah, 12 more days. You're going to be there. I will not. We are not going to go this year. Just with everything that happened, everything that's gone on and since we had other people that weren't able to make it, it's not going to be cost effective to go, especially with us going to Mexico next month. So I'm going to live vicariously through you. I'm going to tell you to make sure you'll have 3 days of videos because you have part 1, part 2, part 3. So I need you to really be in depth on those, so that way we can all see what we're going to miss out at Long Beach. And yeah, I'm really upset about that. Okay. We've got stuff to do. You guys got stuff to do, right? Like, we've been yapping for over an hour. I love it. Love that you guys come to join us. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. Make sure to hit that subscribe, like, turn on notifications. It's free. It helps keep the lights and mics on. So we appreciate it. Darren loves when I say that I appreciate it, because I do. Keep an eye out for our bundle drops that are coming. We have the sticker deals that are going on this month, and there is a new product that we are hoping to be able to launch on Monday. We're just working on pricing and see how we can work with it, and it's to help another small business out. So those partnerships, there's things that I don't do and you do. I like that. You do, and there's a way for us to partner up. Hey, I'm all about that, because then, together we can make great things happen. So you guys have an amazing day. We'll be back here Monday. Yeah, we'll be back here Monday for another episode of Morning Mindset. Until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you guys later.